Hello, this is Nick from R.A.W. Bushcraft here. How you doing today? And I'm out on another investigation, just a little day trip, and we're going to start this video off by a moose sighting. So we've just seen a nice male moose right in front of us. I'll post a picture up. Unfortunately, my camera zoom decided to get sticky on me, so I was a little slow on the uptake and the bloody pictures. He went running off in that direction and then headed off into the bush. That was wicked to see. First bit of wildlife for a bit, but these are completely fresh tracks, as you can see here. Good moose prints. Yeah, he's heading off that way. Yeah, we spooked him driving up in the truck. Trying to make our way to the research area now and actually get out and actually get on the ground where the sighting was. So we're not far from there now, so stay tuned. Yeah, keep coming. That's him, yeah, that's him. Nice and steady. Lovely. Bit more of a challenge. I will run after you. I will chase you. Oh, so we're ditching the vehicle here. Bit of a muddy patch here, and we don't want to risk getting stuck. And yeah, we're going to basically head on up. We're not too far away now, about a K from where this hunt had his sighting. So we're going to get in there and good the place out and have a good look around, see if we can see any tracks. I'm with Leon today from Bigfoot Okanagan.
Hey everybody!
So yeah, we're going to get two of us on it and see what we can find. We just bumped into a couple of hunters on their way up here scouting out for bear, and they were saying that there is a big sow bear in the area, which may explain the track from my last video. And they saw wolves, which explains the tracks and the scat I saw in the video before that. So interesting stuff. So that's cool. So there is wildlife in the area, and of course, yeah, you just saw there. Just saw a nice little juvie moose running down the road, and I've got some pretty fresh deer tracks right here as well. Yeah, so, heading on up, so that's good. There are wildlife in the area, but hopefully we can see the big guy. Something running in front of us anyway, and this time my camera will be ready. I gotta clean that zoom. Big forested area there, been logged. It's all new growth trees right there. See the snow on the mountains over there. I think that's still white over that way. So this is a good example of what we're looking for here. These are actually human, where humans actually climbed up the embankments and gone off. But yeah, Leon has found big footprints going up and down embankments before, so we always check these nice wet areas, because anything big, anything of decent size climbing these will leave sign and footprints in their wake. And we are basically in the area right now of where that hunter spotted the Sasquatch.
It's a little early for fawns. The fawn track right there.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I'm looking at something else now, so.
No, I can see that print. Yeah, there's just multiple prints that stood there for a minute. So what's the full story of this Sasquatch sighting, Leon? You got the report, and this sounds like the creek we're after.
Well,
so this is the creek.
This is kind of the zone on the pin site here, because there's that part of the forestry that goes, that goes down like that, and then this one comes around and takes out like that.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Yes, that's it. Yeah, and this is the creek coming down.
So a fella's been hunting out this area for 15 years, and he was coming through up the road, and when he came up the road, somewhere in this area. He's going to be coming up and showing us, but he saw somebody that he thought was another hunter, pissed him off. And so he looked through his scope, and he realized that it wasn't a hunter. So he was looking at it, and it kind of got up, and that was the part that bothered him, is it actually got up, because he thought it's not a hunter, maybe it's a bear, but then it got up like this, leaned into him to take a good gander at what it was looking at, and then turned to the left like this, then walked up. Supposedly, I think it's heading towards, is that White Mountain?
That'd be White Rocks Mountain,
yeah. That's what he's saying for right now. So we're just up here. The disappointing part of it is they've logged out this whole area here. That whole valley, or this side of the valley's been logged out. So the key part is it's like fishing. Squatching is like fishing and gold panning. You go for the enjoyment. If you catch a fish, that's awesome. You get some gold, that's awesome. If you spot a print or Sasquatch, that's a bonus too.
Even
but
better.
You got to vet everything. Data collecting.
I'm going to take a wander in here now, actually, see if I can see anything.
My radio's on.
Perfect. So you see how I'm moving here. I'm using the logs to leave no prints. That's what I believe the Sasquatch do too. There's an animal out here that's intelligent. They want to leave no trace, or very little trace of their presence. They can use every bit of terrain to their advantage. So if they can walk across logs to avoid leaving prints, they will. It's also quieter too, because you're not standing on branches. You're not slushing through water. I'm speaking quietly now because I'm in the bush, and I want to make sure if I see anything, I can sort of sneak up on it. Not startle it, ideally.
better idea of where Scott was, he would have came up this road behind me here. See the forest there? That used to be available over here, but this has been logged out over my left shoulder here. And I think he was coming up from the road behind me. And as he was walking up here, sorry if you can't see me a little bit here, guys, but I'm trying to block the wind from the sun, but he was coming around a corner here, this corner right here. Again, he's got old forest up here. This has all been logged out. It wasn't logged out when he came up. And he was just about in this zone, and he looked up and he seen what he thought was a hunter in those willows crouched down, and he thought, oh geez, there's another hunter in my area. And then what ended up happening was he took a look at it with his scope, and which I don't advise you to do. And he just took a quick look. He realized it wasn't a hunter, it was something else, and it was crouching. I asked him, did you see it before it saw you, or did it see you before it? Did it see you before you saw it? And he said, no, it saw me before I saw it. And then he said it actually stood up, because there's a gully there too. He said it was, when he first seen it, it looked like a hunter down in a gully, and there's a gully that's all in this willow area here with a little bit of a creek that's going down here. And it stood up, and it leaned in and looked at him, and that's not that far away from where I'm standing. I could see how I'd get skits from doing that. And then as it got up and stood up, it turned and pivoted and moved across from this area here. Now Nick is up this other road here because there's a creek that runs, and Scott had said it moved towards where the creek is, and I don't think you can probably hear it, but it's flowing pretty good right now. So it would have came from this willow area over here all the way across this way, across this road, and then down to where the creek continues down this kind of valley that's down here. The other interesting thing he said was, I said, you have a rough idea of how big it was? And he goes, well, it's the size of the willows, as high as the willows. And those willows are about 8 feet tall. So he's got those accurate facts down pat. So I think this is kind of pretty close to where it is. And I expect that, here's Nick coming out of there right now, following through that track, kind of what Scott's going to say. But we'll know more about that when we get Scott in sight. So thanks. I was going to go up there because he's 6'3", and kind of squat down, because that's what Scott was saying. It seemed like it was squat down in the gully that's in these willows. And then he's going to stand up and we're going to film him just to get a height variance. Then we're going to send this to Scott so he can verify it. The willows are about 6 to 8 feet tall too, so mostly fairly high though, 7 to 8 feet tall. So we're going to do that right now. And there's Nick getting himself all ready, aren't you, Nick? Go man, go team!
Let's do it. Yeah, definitely.
All right.
Let's see what we got. So me and Leon were just chatting, and so this is potentially where the hunter was standing. We're going to find out, of course, a little bit further down. Of course, he comes around the corner. This was all dense wood at that point, and so anyway, as he came around the corner, he spotted something crouching in this gully here. So I'm going to reenact it for Leon, and we're going to see what we think, and we're going to speak to the gentleman, the hunter, and find out if that's sort of a correct reenactment, because there is a little runoff here. Our only question is, why would it be in this little gully dealing with these willows? Yeah, I mean, look how dense these are. And I found that going up the other side just now when I was creeping up, it was just too dense. So that's the question we got.
Are you down there now? You're totally camouflaged. Oh, there you are. Let me just zoom in here for a sec.
Yeah, I'm crouched down here now. Yeah, it doesn't help. I got the camera. I've got the invisible jacket on. So I mean, looking at this, I mean, there is a bit of food in here. I can see that. Some edible plants, maybe he's looking for. Maybe get some water. This is the sort of thing he's after. This is what he'd be looking at. No, not yet. No. I'm 2 feet out from the gully. So we're just trying to distinguish the size of the thing.
I'll tell you, it's pretty thick. I can't even see you. Oh, there you are. Holy smokes, man. You just blended right into that. Now, you're not down in the gully though, right?
No, not yet, no.
Okay, how far are you up from kind of halfway up the gully? Or okay. Stop. Sorry, you guys. This is waving a bit. Give me a sec. Okay. Yeah, well, that's probably good. It was fall at the time, so there'd be no tree leaves on the trees. And you'd be a lot blacker than you are in that outfit you got going. Huh. Yep. So, yep. So if you were squatting, squat down a little bit. Okay, stand up now. That's 6'3". Man, even Nick, you can't even see him go through there.
Definitely plausible that this thing came out through here, headed that way. There's game trails up here.
It's pretty thick stuff, but man, you can see how tough it would be to film them. Especially if you're doing this strategy, going behind the willows. It's great hide and concealment. It doesn't have to be in the other side, on the other side of the willows, totally open area. Yeah, look at that, he's already gone. And the reason why Nick's heading this direction is because the water and creekway is where, oh, there he is. Now that's a human walking through that. Sasquatch who's used to walking through that. It's going to be motoring pretty slick. And Nick is raw skills bushcraft guy. He goes through the bush fairly quickly. There he is right there. Squatchery. Huh. That was interesting. What are you looking at there, Nick?
Yeah, so this is an interesting one for you. This appears to be a moose rub, where a moose has come along and it's got an itch on its antlers from all the old skin and fur that's coming off them. I forget, the velvet, I believe that's what they call the fur that grows on the antlers. And so yeah, they come along and they rub it off, they rub it on the tree sure, and that's when you get all these marks. And that's basically scraped off all the bark on this young pine tree.
And the branches.
Yep, and you've got the snap branches there of course too, yeah, added into it. That'd have been pretty wicked to see. Oh God, I love these granola bars.
What's that?
Tasty. Those granola bars. I mean, nature's domain, I guess. Nature's domain. Nature's bounty, I think it's smart. So we've reached the end of the trail now. We're heading towards the food site that I left the other week, but we gotta traipse our way through that first. It's almost like mangrove. Almost. Yeah, so this is the other side of the sign area now. I mean, this wasn't forested when the guy came down here.
I'm trying to get right down the pile.
That's it, yeah. Once you get in there, you just keep walking. It's not too bad. It is not terrible. Amazing what you find when you wander in the bush. Middle of nowhere, we find a bush ladder. Looks like somebody's old tree stand by the looks of it. And we're in the middle of nowhere right now. Horrible dense bush. Might as well just, we'll probably carry on this side. Stay on the right of this. Yeah, looks like a bit easier going. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, we'll go take a look. This is an interesting one in the middle of the woods. Potential bear print. And potentially... Do they shit in the woods, Leon? And then we've got a potential cub. Potential small bear prints here. There's a couple here. And this one here goes, as you see, goes right in. Steps over the log. Comes across, jumps over here. Steps over here too, and then heads off. Which is interesting stuff. There's lots of wildlife out here, just not the big hairy creatures we're after. We're going to keep on looking. The search continues. As a rule of thumb, when you're going through the bush, make sure you're always correcting yourself and you have something to either parallel with or use a compass bearing. So the simple reason is everyone tends to drift in one direction, whether either left or to the right. Me, I typically go to the right, so it would be very easy to lose the trail right now that we're following. Trail's over there on our left. I gotta try and work my way through here, then get left even more. Otherwise, I'm gonna lose the trail and be in deep bush. And yeah, don't want to get lost out here. Even though that might be the only way to find these guys. So just a little survival tip for you. Moose prints everywhere. Yeah, this is too dense. I think that's where the trail stops there. We're not going to get to it, I don't think. Yeah, I don't see a trail here, so I guess the trail stopped there. Big time. Yeah. No, I guess it stopped there. I was kind of hoping it would carry on through the woods, but nope. Yeah, these ones are too, a little bit. So yeah, like falling off here. They carry on down. So it's looking like no dice today, getting to the food area from this side. The bush is just too dense for us. So while we're in this area, we had to get up to the food area and go and check it. So we've managed to actually drive all the way up today, almost to the area. We're probably 500 yards from it. Yeah, our attempt to come in from the other direction was thwarted by extreme dense bush and a lack of a trail, so we decided let's just leave it out and just drive up there instead and come the other side. So here we are, we're heading in now and we'll see what we got, see if there's any food left there. And Leon's got some tuna. We're going to put some tuna out there and see if we can attract some other stuff in and put his game cam out hopefully. and see what pops in. Hopefully get some good pictures of some cool wildlife. Even the big guy, fingers crossed. So we've come up to the area now, and looks like I can see the pepper from here. Yeah, I can see the pepper. Oh, there are the bananas too, they're still there. They've not been touched. That's a shame, that's a shame. See, I said that pepper smelled good and the bugs are loving it. They don't like bananas too much though. Bananas are still probably edible.
An interesting spot here.
Yeah.
You angled it here.
Yeah, that would be a good spot. Yeah.
So it's 60 feet wide.
Covers a good area. Yeah, we got the beaver here. Might be able to catch a beaver on film. And then there's scrapes on this tree here. These scrapes. Oh yeah, these are. This is scrape damage too.
Scrape damage. That's definitely older though, but.
Yeah. It's older stuff, but it's still scrape damage. Antlers, I think. Oh. Although it's only on two sides, so that could that be claws? Wonder if that's claws from something. Potentially claws from something. Yeah, get the camera on there.
Well, put the camera on here.
Yeah. Cover that whole area. Yeah.
Something sneaks down because
For sure.
Tracks over there, and then this is tracks on the side over that one.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. If anything, we'll catch a beaver on film.
I'm gonna drop my camera.
So this is a good example here of how prints in snow can be a little misconstrued sometimes. Misread, misidentified, I should say. Basically, we got a moose trail here. Leon says it's a female. So what we got there is the track is quite small on that side. Works its way down. Basically, where the snow is melted, the track gets bigger until we end up with a what looks like a Sasquatch print. But then if you look carefully, you can actually still see the female's moose print in there. But if there was still a little bit of snow at the bottom of there, you could easily misidentify that and be jumping for joy right now because you found a Sasquatch print. But really, it's a moose print, and I see it with a lot of other things as well. Other little prints can do that. We were talking about it the one time, and rabbits, when they jump along in the snow as well, they leave their indentation, which then also can expand out and turn into what looks like footprints. So just something to be aware of. Like I said, looking at this subject analytically and trying to disprove nonsense and basically prove the factual stuff. So that's what we're looking for. So Leon's just over here. We're reciting the trail cam, and he's found these claw marks. Just look at them, they're monstrous. And
yeah, it's good.
they're at least 1.5 inches.
Yeah, 2 inches.
1.5 inches, 2 inches
well, look how that goes
in between.
The whole side
And it goes all the way around. Yeah, it's huge. And up the tree too.
And I should shut the camera so it stops filming me.
That's crazy. That's cool. So we're setting up the game cam here. We've moved the bananas and the pepper to here, so it's right where in line where the camera is, and we're also going to put some tuna juice and some tuna on that log there. So it soaks right into that log. So we're going to hopefully get some good animal video in the next week, and then me and Leon are going to come up next weekend and see what's been through here. And of course this is all nice and muddy too, so hopefully we get some prints. But those are gnarly. That could be bear. That could be your bear too.
Maybe.
Just by the width of the things. That's pretty cool. Been here a while, I don't see any prints.
Well, bear is going to be soft.
So just to get a perspective of this, these ones here are about 7.5 feet up. Which is pretty cool. I mean, I'm stood next to it, I'm 6'3". My head comes to, top of my head comes to here. So I'm 6'3", and that's where those are. So that's almost 7.5 feet up there. Yeah, hopefully we catch that baby on camera, that'd be amazing. So Leon's chumming up that stump. Got the camera set up just here. Oh, a bit of salmon, is it? Yeah, lovely. Oh, tuna, yeah, lovely. So the idea behind this is the tuna juices and smell will seep into the log there and distract any animal that comes through here for a little bit longer, so our camera can get some good pictures of the thing. There's the camera there. So hopefully next week we'll have some video and some pictures for you.
Don't leave the empty can.
Overall, yeah, we didn't see any sign of any Sasquatch out here, but other wildlife we've seen tons. I mean, we saw a moose on the way in. We've seen a ton of moose prints. We've seen potential either cougar or bear scrapings. We've seen antler scrapings. What else did we see? We've seen bear prints, possible cub prints too. We did a little reenactment for how we potentially can picture how that sighting went. So yeah, overall fantastic day in the woods, and looking forward to getting back out here again and continue our exploration in this area. As you can see, it's just like a wicked wilderness. And funny enough, we actually bumped, I don't know whether I mentioned this earlier, but we bumped in a couple of hunters on the way up. And they were saying there is, in this area, there is a big sow bear been seen, big sow grizzly bear. So, get my English out again. She's been seen in this area with cubs. So yeah, I don't want to be running into her anytime soon.
Plus, that could be the footprints we found.
Yeah, that could definitely be the footprints I found too.
That was a big, bloody footprint.
Yeah, that was a good sized bear print. So, yeah, that was last time we were up here. So. Anyway, we're gonna basically drive down now and head back, and I got some work to do. So anyway, this is Nick and Leon from Bigfoot Okanagan. Check out his page. And this is Nick from Raw Skills Bushcraft Survival Adventures here. Hey, good to see you, and stay safe in the woods. Hopefully it's entertaining for you, and more to come soon. We're gonna find these bloody big buggers.
No pressure.
No pressure at all. No pressure at all.